They have extraordinary powers, cool costumes, and a taste for justice. Superhero movies are everyone's guilty pleasure. Hot on the heels of Batman is DC's Black Adam, with some very interesting developments and the possible return of one of DC's most iconic actors. The film release is promising to be one hell of a ride. Stick around till the end of the video to find out all about it. First off, the movie in a nutshell. In the past few years, the faces of Captain America and Batman have taken over. Not that we're complaining, of course. So if you're wondering who's going to be the next one to join the star-studded list of superheroes, wait no more. Because with DC's Black Adam just around the corner, it seems that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has finally joined their ranks. That's right, instead of jumping off skyscrapers to save someone or being involved in high-speed car chases, this time Dwayne Johnson has donned the costume and decided to fly around with a cape instead. Unlike his blockbuster movies, this one might be a little darker, although it promises to have all the action he usually brings. The story follows Black Adam, who has been released from his prison in the fictional city of Kondak after 5,000 years. Previously a slave known as Tet Adam, he was given the powers of the gods, but after his son sacrificed himself to save his old man, he was locked away because of his ruthless quest for vengeance. Now he's in a new era, but he's not a new man. As a producer puts it, he's a guy who doesn't do well with rules. And well, who can blame him? So why is it being compared to Doctor Strange? Next up, the Doctor Strange issue. But here's the kicker. A team of heroes learn of his ruthless methods and decides to put an end to his rampage, leading to a confrontation between them. A parent who has lost their children versus a full team of superpowered individuals. Does that sound familiar? If you think you've seen something just like it before, you wouldn't be the only one. In a shocking twist, DC may be taking some inspiration from its juggernaut rival. We wouldn't blame the studio if even they aren't immune to the Marvel craze, but it seems that is where the similarities end. Although the movie doesn't seem to have much else in common with anything from Kevin Feige's franchise, Hiram Garcia, the producer of Black Adam, had decided to clear the air regardless, perhaps to stop the whole conversation around the movie from becoming another Marvel versus DC debate, but who are we to say? In an issue of SFX magazine, Garcia said the assemblage of the Justice Society of America does have one or two things in common with Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and its introduction of the Illuminati. For the latest issue of the SFX, the Halloween horror special that came out on October 5th, the movie's producer Flynn also commented on the similarities between the two. I think it's a really interesting setup to see the Justice Society have to come together to kind of try and stop Black Adam, he said. There's a little bit of that in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because of the Scarlet Witch, Flynn continued, but I just think it's such an interesting call to action to see the Justice Society have to assemble. As he alluded to, the Multiverse of Madness is dominated by an ongoing battle against the Scarlet Witch, who will stop at nothing to reunite with her sons Billy and Tommy. In one of the movie's most iconic scenes, she destroys the ragtag group of superheroes known as the Illuminati. And while the Justice Society may be more evenly matched to Black Adam, that wouldn't stop the fans from drawing comparisons between the two movies. But although they may seem very similar at first glance, the Illuminati and the Justice Society are very different. Perhaps at this point, a little bit of history is in order. And now the Justice Society. For those of you that don't know, the Justice Society is Earth's first superhero team. It was the Justice League before the Justice League existed, made of the biggest heroes of the golden age of comic books, a time when comic books were rapidly gaining popularity. They first appeared in the winter of 1940, when superheroes were all the rage. In a stroke of genius, DC editor Sheldon Mayer and writer Gardner Fox put all their biggest guns together as a team and changed comic books forever. Did we say all of DC's biggest heroes? All except for Superman and Batman, who they decided were too popular and didn't need anything extra. Although the team was originally without an origin story, later DC stories revealed that during the early days of World War II, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt brought them together for a special mission to retrieve the Spear of Destiny from Adolf Hitler himself. Yeah, we don't think that origin story would go over too well today. The founding members of the Justice Society, including the Golden Age versions of the Flash, Green Lantern, Hawkman, and more. At first, Justice Society stories were all about the members getting together and sharing their solo adventures, but eventually, they began to function as a proper team. This concept would shake the foundations of comics. Without a Justice Society, there would be no Justice League, and without the Justice League, there would be no Avengers. It is a heartwarming full-circle moment, but it's strange to imagine what our pop culture landscape would be like if the Justice Society never existed. The producer Flynn further said on the subject, "We were like, who has even a remote chance of stopping Black Adam? We knew it had to be some formidable superhero, and that's when we said, why don't we just relaunch the Justice Society?" That allowed us to tell the origin story of basically 5 new characters, and we hope to be able to continue with those characters in the future. Although a trimmed-down version of the team will appear on screen, featuring just 4 heroes, they will no doubt prove to be a match for the ancient antihero played by The Rock. The film stars Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, Quintessa Swindle as Cyclone, and Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, and Noah Centineo as the Atom Smasher. We have to say, DC is playing their cards right with the last one. We don't know about you guys, but we're very excited to see the heartthrob once again on the big screen. The movie also stars Sarah Shahi, Mo Amer, and Marwan Kenzari. We have to give DC their flowers because that is a very diverse cast. But don't go anywhere because there's one more possible cast member left. The best is yet to come. Coming up, the Superman rumors. The constant teasing has led fans of the DC Extended Universe to speculate, scheme, and spy more than music stands before an album release. But we have to say we understand this time because rumor has it Henry Cavill might be reprising his role as Superman. You heard that right. Johnson has been hinting at an on-screen pairing of his Man in Black and Cavill's Man of Steel for years. On Christmas in 2016, Johnson posted a picture of him and Cavill sharing a drink, wishing his followers a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Black Adam and Superman. Since then, Johnson has continued to drop clues of Cavill's involvement in Black Adam. The biggest evidence of Cavill's long-awaited return to the DC Extended Universe comes from Black Adam's recent Mexico City premiere. Reports from the screening suggest that Cavill shows up in a post-credit scene featuring John Williams' iconic theme for the character from the Christopher Reeve-led films of the 70s and the 80s. If true, this would not be the character's first post-credits appearance in the Shazam universe. Cavill's Big Blue Boy Scout also made a faceless cameo at the end of 2019 Shazam. Though Cavill was not involved, the scene featured a stand-in wearing the actor's version of the costume. Set to release on October 21st, and with The Rock himself steering the ship of its marketing campaign, the film is looking up to be one of DC's highest-grossing titles. With his Instagram lives and his constant stream of tweets, Dwayne Johnson has kept us on our toes to see what comes next. Just recently he tweeted, "He is ruthless, he is unstoppable, he is why the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change." He also continues to tease the cameo from Henry Cavill as Superman in the movie. Rest assured, we will be at the edge of our seats and eyes glued to the screen waiting for the chance for him to appear. But until we know for sure, who is your favorite between the Man in Black and the Scarlet Witch? Regardless of who may come out on top, it's sure to be one hell of a rocky ride. See what we did there? What do you think of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Black Adam? Are you excited about the release of the film? What about seeing Henry Cavill as Superman again? Is it a possibility or just a pipe dream? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching!